I guess we're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to MDL, the final day. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Luminous and Merlini. We've got Newbee versus LGD.
We are the Merlumi D.
Merlumi D. That's right. Don't wear the name out. To my left, Lumi, the OG, and then Merlizi. It's all Chinese Dota. That's all that remains. The bastions of Western Dota, the Green Dream and the Boys in Blue, they have been slain. They are out of the tournament.
We call them sandbaggers.
They would like you to think they've sandbagged. I would say they were bested.
Depends on who you talk to.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We've got Ben to bring the Western bias, Lumi to bring, I don't know.
The Chinese bias, I guess?
The Chinese, no, the insanity. You're like the bigger Chinese hater, actually, this tournament. Don't you remember how day one started? Lumi's like, yeah, Chinese, this is not happening. It's an odd year.
Yeah.
Chinese Dota is in shambles.
LGD looked good, and apparently Newbee looked really good yesterday against OG. I didn't watch that game because I was asleep, but
it was very impressive. It wasn't like so much like the fact that they won, but it was more like the way they won, and the just individual play, teamwork was super on point. So I found it very impressive. We're gonna start this draft off, and it's a very different opening here. The Shadow Shaman first phase ban, and it's not versus OG, who's been known to run a lot. Some of the Chinese teams have started to pick this hero up, and LGD will be denied it. They go into an Ancient Apparition first overall pick. How about that?
I was looking at some stats, and it looks like people actually favor Newbee in this matchup, despite them coming from the lower bracket.
I think it's because they won the big game against OG.
They feel like they've heated up a bit over the course of the tournament. It looked kind of weak on the first few days compared to what you would want to see out of a direct TI invite, but getting stronger down the stretch.
And also Yao lost in the last matchup. This 1 hour match versus Newbee and LGD. Newbee did take it in over an hour-long game, so they do have the recent head-to-head victory off the back of a UUU9, aka Mugi. Faces Void with 17 kills. That's pretty rare to see a Void with that many kills.
What was his build that game?
He went
Lincoln's,
Blink,
all the deeps.
Mjolnir, Manta.
Had a Bloodthorn.
And Bloodthorn.
By the end of it. Yeah, that's a fat Void.
5 seconds remaining.
And Void has been probably, it looked like it would be a Drought tournament. I think one of you guys even said, like, is this going to be a Drought tournament? Or is Drow going to be the hero of the event? But Void has quietly become the new go-to. He's gotten some first phase bans, a lot of early picks. And I'd say probably the widest variety of teams have run the hero out of like any of those top picks or bans.
It's a drought tournament if she's like first phase ban every single time.
That is true. Although some games she was ignored, I would say. So certain teams maybe not so comfortable running her. But certainly Newbee like the early 5-man. They like the early push.
I wonder if we're going to have another mini patch, if Puck's going to get banned, because it's like a very popular pick
Earth Spirit.
that most teams are fitting it. We see EG even fitting it in the support row.
The chrono counter.
What's the chrono counter? Earth Spirit?
Oh, I thought you were saying Pudge.
No, Puck.
Oh, okay.
First phase, like every time.
You know you're hallucinating when Lumi says Puck and you hear Pudge. Newbee gonna ban out that Death Prophet.
I mean, yesterday you said EG and I heard
Holy G-Squad!
Holy G-Squad. That was a stretch. I was on something.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, the Pudge pick, yeah, it kind of was, it was cute, but it didn't really deliver in the later fights. But yeah, Earth Spirit, great team fighter, gives you that instant silence. I know you guys have said you think it's one of the better tools to deal with the Void as far as support picks go.
I think he's good at mid-game initiating versus Void, but in the laning stage, especially if Void is the offlane, I feel like Earth Spirit has trouble pressuring him, because you need level 2 on Earth Spirit. And by the time you get to 2, he generally has 2 as well, so... Or it'll be a while before actually Earth Spirit gets 2, like minute 3, 4. So I don't think he's amazing in the lane against Void, but moving forward in the mid to late game, yeah, Earth Spirit's great.
And so the Oracle does get removed here by LGD. Oh, you saw like Oracle really is the Ancient Apparition counter.
Yeah.
That's from the support role anyway. as you get that whole all the heal from the False Promise after the Ice Blast, so you're not really punished for as much for having like the healing disabled during it.
Newbee's turn.
LGD, you don't care about Newbee Sand King?
You don't know that's the cool thing with Newbee is you don't really know how they're going to run the Void. Like if it's EG picking, it's almost guaranteed it's going to be Universe, but I think
Well,
it's
the
very
thing is,
50-50 how they lane this.
SCCC usually doesn't play the mid puck, so that means puck's usually a 3 for them, which means that Face's Void's usually a 1.
That's true.
So I think
Maybe it is more confirmed.
only for this team though.
I mean, yesterday OP had like 4 games on puck and he won 2 in a row with it. So, you know.
Can't argue with that.
But they're out of the tournament. Do you really want copy strats from losers?
I'm just saying it worked. It worked for them.
Losers.
It worked for them. So if SC wants to, you know, play a puck, I'm sure he can. But we got the Skywrath. I believe Newbee was the other team that picked Skywrath this tournament as well.
Tide Hunter.
It was a very rare pick.
And LGD are going to pick that Tide. We have not seen Tide Hunters be successful against Void. I don't know the exact win rate like for the whole tournament, but every game that we've cast here on this stream when we've been here, he's
There
lost.
was one game yesterday when you were having your important meeting that Tide did well.
Okay.
Oh,
But was
the
it
one-
versus a Void?
10 seconds
They won in like 25 minutes.
Was
Yeah.
it versus
no,
a
that was
Void,
the
though? Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying, Lumi.
remaining. 5
Tide
seconds
versus
remaining.
Void. Tough matchup, especially with the Skywrath. Got some nuke damage.
Reserve time.
I wonder if Tide's gonna just avoid the lane altogether, or is he gonna pack Magic Stick early? Because
Pack it.
Pack it. Don't forget the napkins, the umbrella, you know, some candles.
8 tangles Magic Stick.
Is
Go
there
for
any-
the top lane.
Is there any reason not to
10
pick this?
seconds remaining.
Back pick who?
The SC Invoker mid right now?
Maybe they want more physical.
Oh, it's actually banned. That's a great reason not to pick
That's
it.
also a very good reason.
LGD's turn to pick.
Venge.
A core venge?
I would say more so a 4. Oh wait, maybe a 5 even.
Miss Skywrath? There's no way there's a Miss
No,
Skywrath. right?
4 Skywrath.
Okay.
10 seconds.
Skywrath's really good with farm.
Alright.
Atos is incredibly good. His Scepter, I think, is like probably top 25 Scepters in the game.
Chaos.
Let's see what Sunsfan says.
What does Sunsfan say?
Newbee's turn to
Sun's God, excuse you.
Sunsfan Scepter. Let's. X.
Okay. Wow, he updates it for the patches.
10 seconds.
Okay,
No,
let's see.
this is only the second update.
Okay.
Like, he didn't have that Skywrath.
5 seconds.
39.
remaining.
Not
Pretty
bad.
good.
Yeah.
40th percentile though is not as high as, or not
LGD's
as.
turn to ban.
I would put it way higher, but Weaver is 8.
It is quite game changing.
I feel like top 10, you just have to get it every game. It's that good.
I mean, it depends on what the criteria is, right? It could be like when you do get it, this is the 8th best.
Interestingly, LGD are going to pick into the Storm here. Storm has been pretty successful this event, aside from that one Sumail game. However, there's a lot of anti-Storm heroes in this one.
10 seconds.
Got the instant
remaining.
silence on the Puck, the Skywrath, the swap into Chrono,
5 seconds remaining.
or a silence for that matter.
Oh, it might be SCCC Puck. Is this happening?
Yeah,
It is
it's the
happening.
flexibility, you know.
The flexibility.
Can't argue with that.
Okay, I gotta look up his puck stats.
I don't know how Tie Hunter is gonna stand in top lane. I guess just like wear out the metamorphosis from the other side, and then
It's gonna be what? It's Skywrath, TB, Venge tri-lane there.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have a bad time, Lumi.
I mean, I'm not gonna have a bad time. Tide is.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
you know what I mean.
I'm gonna watch him.
Yes,
have a
you
bad time.
personally will be suffering as you feel every blow suffered by that Kraken shell.
10 seconds remaining.
Seems like it's gonna be a very passive laning phase. Both teams don't really run a roam too much. I guess Earth Spirit will, but Sky is like gonna sit in his lane. AA is gonna sit in his lane.
Sky could be mid.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Mess with Storm a lot. Kakai usually starts mid too.
LGD actually have another hero here that has not done very well this event in the Chaos Knight. I am not liking LGD's draft. I am very confident in Newbee right now.
Yeah, I would also say Newbee has a better draft. They have like better tower hitters. They don't need as much, or yeah, they don't need as much farm on their cores. And they have better lanes.
Yeah, I think that's the big concern is what Lumi brought up, like what this Tidehunter is actually going to do in the laning phase. Tough to see him going up against the Skywrath TB.
He can be a sponge. That's what we call it. Just absorb a lot.
You don't like. There's no sponge roll. Like when you hover over here. There's, oh, gotta make. Don't forget to get a sponge, guys. You know you don't want to leave home without one.
That's because those rolls are for cavemen who don't understand the advanced tactics.
They call
that
it
LGD brings to Dota.
They call it durable.
I know the tactics they brought this game, Ben. They're called the Let's Go Die tactics.
Hey, Yao's favorite team is LFY. He's a traitor.
Is it really?
Look at his little statue in the space.
Oh, Victoria with the cheeky little sentry plant.
See, he just sponged up like half.
Look at
half a Kaka's mana.
God, slaughtering LGD already.
I mean,
Sponge one clarity.
Yeah, go back to Fountain Victoria.
But it's before creep spawn, so it's value, right?
Yeah, why doesn't Skywrath go back? Come on, Kaka, get together.
yeah, he probably could have made it back.
You mean with his 375 move speed?
Yeah.
Nah. So it is just the standard lanes here, it looks like, from LGD. They're going to be running that off-lane Tidehunter, the safe lane CK, probably a dual lane, maybe a tri-lane. KP on the off-lane Void for Newbee, so nothing surprising as far as the lane setup goes. Uh-oh. Mr. 11 poking the proverbial bear here.
Oh, Ame already skilled Chaos Strike first.
Take some heavy damage.
Is that standard?
I mean, if they're not tri-laning, they don't really have any kill potential, right?
No, but the level 1's really weak. You only get 25%.
12% of the time.
25% extra damage.
Works every time.
Yeah.
fine.
So that's a what? 30% increase in damage with some lifesteal?
Yeah, that's not
Sure.
very good.
That's pretty.
It's better than the
that's pretty
0%
terrible.
of a Chaos Bolt or Reality Rift that you're 100% not going to use.
You can reality rift.
He's just going to time walk it off.
He's gonna time walk your crit off too.
That's true, but that doesn't cost you precious mana. Precious, Lumi.
His levels are too next level. It's the anti-sponge.
Look at that crit.
Wow.
See? Value. Look at that mana. 251 out of 251. 100% mana.
I guess if you know how to prime it like a god, you could. This is actually like more effective. You hit the creeps 3 times, walk up to CK, give him a crit, go back to the creeps.
Well, now he knows he has crit, so he's not scared of, like, he can time lapse without fear.
Oh, Victoria.
Usually you're scared of like the stun and the
stun,
cold
yeah.
feed into reality.
Yeah,
combo,
but then you know once he gets level 2, it's a guessing game.
Oh, look
again.
at those crits.
wow, he's owning. Ame.
The 83 damage crit.
Let's just say that he's been critting more than 12% at a time.
Yes.
Can you give me that in fraction form?
12% of the time, 100% of the time.
12 out of 100. You're welcome.
That's 1,200% crit.
Or some would say 6 out of 50. 3 out of 25.
Lumi.
Got him.
I'm trying to observe here. Let's not get carried away with the math, okay? We've got a little skirmish breaking out as Kaka. Thunder Pursuit has the move speed necessary to get back to safety.
Faith
Took it out
magic
with
missile
11.
them mid-row. Like, if that row connected, I think Kaka just dies. Good stuff.
So the dual lane's actually doing okay with the help of the Earth Spirit. Kaka might need to go mid or find a new home. It good news for Newbee, though. SCCC is owning maybe so far. So doesn't really need the help, per se. KP getting his levels here in the off lane. 11 still a tiny bit under level. He is contesting.
I am surprised that Kaka didn't start mid. I feel like that was a lane where you could give Puck the half level advantage and then go back top.
Yeah.
The business.
The business, yeah.
It's pretty good to hero to do it against too. Storm without a stick.
Yep. Interesting, SC is starting with the stick. I guess Storm does Remnant a lot in the lane to CS and harass. It's not something that you see like a full Magic Wand upgrade. Uh-oh. Going for the Courier. Courier got upgraded. Alright, somebody was microing. But then Storm died.
It's distraction.
It was for me too. So. Oh, front side. Victoria now getting slowed down a little bit. They chase onto him with the reflection. Moogie just savagely rips through him. Easy takedown for him. So things looking up here for Newbee. 2 kills for them. Strong early start. CS-wise, they're on top on very slightly on all 3 lanes here. So it's looking good early.
One thing I've noticed, every single time I see Newbee in this tournament, they're playing Dire. No matter if they have first or second pick.
Oh, maybe. The hate parade continues. He is not getting help, guys. Our Spirit, haven't really seen him at all in his lane. Victoria's been top, he's been bottom now. It's not really been mid. And the AA obviously not the best rotator. No defensive supports to save that Storm when he gets dove, and he is punished.
This early game is going about as how you would expect for LGD, though. I think Storm Spirit and Chaos Knight, they just really don't do that much until later. Ooh, almost got Kaka. Not quite.
Feels bad. Thought he might be able to stay in range for one more melee with the Oov slow, but I guess he's still a little too slow for that. No boots. Any surprises here as far as the lanes go? Anything that you guys would like to see changed at this point?
They're going to at least get maybe to level 6. But even that's not going to be that big a deal because they are going to have
Ancient Seal.
Ancient Seal, yeah. And SCC also went for the 2.10 Waning Rift, which is also going to cause even more problems for the Storm Spirit. A very aggressive build, and part of the reason why he's died so many times in lane.
The no phase build, yo.
Just kind of ignoring 11 for now. Letting him skip over to those camps, but Mookie's still keeping his own farm up quite healthy as they are diving KP on the bottom lane. He's got the tail end of that, but looks like the Reality Rift. Some auto attacks netting the kill. So no support for the Void either. And meanwhile, Kaka lurking in the jungle to see that Courier. Tries to get away, has the Bracer. Already the Infuse Rain drop, so he's relatively tanky. Victoria seems to be suspicious. I think he saw the Skywrath move into the neighborhood with the Observer Ward over yonder. It has been there for a little while. Can't find him though. So now they're going to look for the dive here. Potentially. Kaka setting up. The coil comes through. Not level 6 yet on Maybe. He's pretty close. He's not going to get there in time. Down he goes. Now SCCC with Kaka as well, chasing out after Victoria. Victoria's still no boots, so they can really commit for this. KP's moving into position as well. Wants a piece of Yao. They might die for both of them. We'll have to see. Trying to bait LGD away from that tower. The orb forward. SCCC with the silence. Only level 2. They haven't finished Victoria off. One more auto attack will do the trick. Time walking off a bit of damage. They force the maybe rotation. Still not level 6, so he's missing some experience mid. He's not getting kills either. He is trying to run down KP here. Doesn't have a point in the pull just yet. No Electric Vortex for him. No Arcane Rune for him. Nothing for Maybe. So maybe this kill on Kaka. No, this even this is a bait. Even this.
Oh, just get your 6, my friend. Just get your 6.
They tried to save that for Puck.
Yep.
Puck got a little bit greedy and waited a little bit too long. He wasn't sure whether to TP down bottom or TP back to base because he was very low on mana. But with Arcane and Shrine, it would have been better than a free trip to the fountain.
Sad times for Storm.
I wonder if LGD is going to have time to recover, because the nature of this newbie draft, they just walk into a lane, coil one person, terribly shows up, kills that one person, and push. I'm not sure if LGD can counterplay. I guess Ravage is really the only counterplay, but if you mess that up,
you are in trouble, and 11 might be as well, but the bait has been sprung, and now they're going to move in. Trap revealed. LGD, they get the low duration stun, but the high damage roll, and that's enough to kill off the TB. They'd love to get Faith too. Oh, where's the crits when you need it? 12%. 12%.
In the high Phantasm roll.
SC mess up some spells in the mid lane. Coil, Orb, then miss his Raining Rift. Was not the play. Storm lives.
This is a pretty farmed Skywrath here. 2-0-3, rolling around with the double bracers. Looking for that early Atos.
Bad luck with runes for maybe. Would have been an easy regen room if it had spawned bottom.
Do you guys view it as a good Storm comeback type game?
Not really. Too much. There's like 3 long duration control. Skywrath silence, Puck silence, and Faces Void ulti.
Also, there isn't any like super easy pickoffs. Like I think Venge is really the only one. Skywrath sort of could defend himself. The rest of the cores are very, very hard to kill.
Well, if Storm can't come back easily, how do you see LGD's route back in this game? Are they just looking for big team fights around the tide, or anything else they can do? Can CK try to get fat?
I think it's actually all up to the tide. This reminds me of like EG's Storm game from Sumiao yesterday. It was just like there's just no good target that he could go on.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, even the ones that are squishy are dangerous to
Right.
jump, right? That's the worry here. Especially if Skywrath this farmed was not an easy kill.
I think a lot of it depends on how well they can coordinate with the AA level 6 too. He's just a couple of creeps away, so now they can start setting up some more kills. Storm Spirited plus AA, even Earth Spirit plus AA could potentially yield a kill, and I think Newbee can shore that up by getting a pipe on one of their heroes. Actually, they don't really have any good pipe heroes. Zen plus Spirit, I suppose, but she's probably the slowest farmer of them all.
Oh, Kaka being hounded here in the mid lane. Big commitment from Maybe. Will get the kill. Meanwhile, Radiant Courier down. Got sniped behind this tower by SCCC, and it had quite a few consumables on it that you'd like to have right now. Some wards, some raindrops. So that's a pretty costly courier pickoff. The struggles continue for LGD. Nothing coming free this game. I keep on trying to adopt the SC moniker, but I just can't do it, Lumi. I gotta show all the C's the respect they deserve.
All right.
If he wanted to be called SCCC or SC, he could have just had his name SC.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
All right. I guess I'm just
I
being
feel
lazy.
wrong and disrespectful. It's one of the great mids of our era.
Do you feel disrespected when people call you
Two-man smoke.
Lao Dang?
Lao Dang. I feel honored. Apparently he's one of the better Chinese casters I've heard. Mally always speaks highly of him. Not that Mally speaks Chinese. But they'll make their move here on Mugi. He does somehow barely get clipped by the cold feed, and the follow-up comes through. I think actually Ice Blast did hit him a little bit there, but now the counterplay coming with the Ravage from 11, and they try to bring this puck down. SCCC not able to get his blink off as he only has the level 1 phase shift. So LGD find a big team fight around the Ravage, something that a lot of teams have struggled with in this tournament, but now looking for a fresh opportunity. Kaka, and pretty far here, the silence comes out, and Faith looking to turn this around onto Maybe. Does have the stun, but gotta get the right timing here for it. He'll lock him in position with the Magic Missile. There's no mana for Mystic Flare. Up to the high ground. Kaka in danger, but he's got the move speed to get out of here. Heads to the north. Nobody there to cut him off. Kaka living a charmed life, the Jukes.
Wait,
or
not over
maybe
yet.
not. Now the Earth Spear comes in. Well, he'll get the revenge, but still Faith is here. Is close to the mana for a stun and probably going to take Victoria with him as CCC exacts his revenge. And down goes old Victoria. Still, this Skywrath is living a charmed life, guys.
That double bracer doing a lot of work.
Time for some fresh raindrops.
The thing is, like, Sky is actually one of the best heroes to remove your raindrops. Which is... Are you saying raindrop for the Sky?
Oh yeah, because he had some before.
Maybe. I think he's close enough to finishing his Atos set. Probably just focus on that.
Atos is pretty nice to have this game, especially early.
Additional control over Storm. It's not good. Faces of Void needs a lot of items this game because he's actually like one of the better AoEers to deal with a potentially fat CK later in the game. Puck can deal with the Storm, and then it's up to the Void, I think, to deal with the Chaos Knight illusions. So, Midas into...
I see a lot of Midas being queued up. Puck is getting a Midas. Void's getting a Midas.
Everybody getting their Midases on. Do you like the Midas gaming?
Yeah, I think he needs a lot of items like Midas into Mjolnir Blink. I would say. Not sure if he needs Lincoln's this game. I guess it is a little bit scary playing against Chaos Knight without a Lincoln Sphere.
KB on the prowl, and he's going to find a tasty target here. The Chaos Knight, though, does have his armlet active, a very tanky takedown, but doable nonetheless. Newbee unload, and they will slay the Lord of Chaos himself.
It is dangerous against LGD in the very late game because CK 6 slot is very dangerous. Ty getting refresher is very dangerous. So to me, the Midas is good because you do need some levels on these heroes, but you can't go like 50, 60 minutes with those Midases, in my opinion.
You're going to find 11 now, and the coil comes through. Orb as well. Goes for the TP out. Faith is there, though, to cancel it. No escape for 11. Will try with the hood, but the auto attack damage from that double damage rune imbued puck is a bit too much.
You know,
pipe, though.
We never actually see mech first anymore on Tide.
It's always pipe.
Or just
or
hood
blink.
into like blink or something. Hood always seems to be the first item.
Is mech just not that good anymore, or is it more pipe is just better?
I guess the mech, the cost of it didn't get increased. The head red cost change is actually, I think, pretty big for that. Also, I think Hood is just a little bit more mana efficient for these offlane heroes to be like, let's say, spamming Anchor Smash in the jungle. And of course, this game you're against Skywrath Puck, so I think between the two defensive items, Hood is the better one.
Are you surprised at the lack of mech, Ben? Just in general, more so than this game.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, not so much this game. Like, you just need people to survive. Like, if you get Chronoed, you generally way rather have a pipe because it gives you that innate magic resistance. And he is very likely to get Chronoed. Talk to Winter a fair amount about this matchup. Like, in theory, Faces Void pretty good versus Tidehunter because you can chrono him and he can die from 100 to 0 without cracking shell, which is generally pretty rare. But he mentioned on the flip side, like Tidehunter can jump in if Faces Void does not get the Tide in the chrono, and the Tidehunter can turn it around in the fight. But yeah, if you do get the Tidehunter in the fight, this is a much better item because it gives you a lot more passive mitigation.
One of the issues LGD is encountering here is that they are just not very good at taking objectives. So, you know, while a Newbee can just pop the Metamorph and out Terrorblade can like siege the tower pretty safely, even the Venge. Puck are decent at, you know, hitting these towers or helping sustain the push. That is not the case for LGD unless they want to blow Phantasm, which they've been loath to do. So they still struggle to find much in the way of objectives trying to pressure mid, but wave gets cleared out. We'll see a jump here from KP. He's found two. Mystic Flare comes through on top of maybe. And the pain...
Ooh, he's surviving.
Does not continue. He's out, and away. But still, Storm on the run. Now Victoria's got to make the great escape. Doesn't seem likely as he gets bashed, controlled, coiled, and killed off. Well, maybe lives, but I'm just looking at net worth here, boys. He is 3,000 down on the puck. Not really that close to a Bloodstone either. They're going to make a move on Faith. Jumping forward into the Ice Blast. Newbee lose one. 7 to 10 the score. Still a moderate lead, but by no means overwhelming here for Newbee. They do have their Veil now on the puck. Picked up the Dragon Lance on Moogie. Getting some key mid-game items to try and deal with this pipe. But LGD, with the pipe behind them, knowing the Chrono's down, they want to take this tower mid, and while they might not be good at hitting buildings, they won't be contested here. Hopefully that tier 1 mid will go down. They want to go for 2. Will Newbee defend? Will they fight?
Probably just slow down the push. Like you said, LGD just don't push that well unless Phantasm is committed. So they just need like throw 2 AoE spells and it should be okay. CK is not even showing in the push. He is interested picking somebody off.
If it's just the Faces Void, though, it's pretty hard for him to get a kill down there. Sword Spirit really needs Bloodstone to be able to fight, but it might come out post 20 minutes in this game. Terrorblade actually not surprisingly farmed given his early game. He is number 3, but still lacking in any significant item. I don't see any medallions coming out yet on this side of Newbee, so doubt they can Roche anytime soon. LGD, I also don't think they have a good Roche lineup at all.
I'd say both are pretty dumpster tier.
I think we're going to see a lot of random smoke ganks, but overall, just both teams taking it slow and farm. Dire has 2 Midases, so I think they're favored.
They're not going to be happy about this, though, if Mookie gets caught out, but he's pretty tanky. This Ice Blast needs to connect, and it will. Enough for the kill. Mookie going down again.
Faith was just there to almost pop the smoke, but not quite.
This is Dota, not hand grenades.
Yep.
Doesn't count.
Right idea.
So I'm very interested to see what CK buys after finishing his Echo Saber. Yesterday we saw No-Tail going for Diffusal Blade in his position, or actually Blink first and then Diffusal Blade. If he wants to pursue more of a farming game, I think Mantisao is a decent choice. But we'll see if he's gonna go for like more of a killing oriented build instead.
You know, we've seen the Diffusal Rush, we've seen the Manta picked up, sometimes even before the Echo Saber, we've seen the Diffusal. So, some slight variations with the CK. I guess the only big deviation is a few have gone for Midas early, but aside from that, it seems just like it's the order of the items as opposed to like getting something totally off the wall.
Well, No-Tail's Blink was to me a bit off the wall. But
Yeah, that is true. That's true. That was the one.
and if he goes for Blink here, there's some decent targets that you could go for this game, like just picking up the Skyraft. Skyraft, he just dies to 1 Reality Rift if you have the friends next to you.
Well, Newbee, as you mentioned, with the double Midas, very content to sit back and farm here. And LGD, same for them. Any particular item that either team is waiting on? I mean, Storm's Bloodstone is up. You don't really seem to have anything big coming soon. The Echo Saber was complete. The Blink on the Earth Spirit is ready. The Tide is a Blink. Aside from that, I don't really see much that's like a big item pickup. Maybe the Atos. Almost done now. Shadowblade and Void is online. So, you know, there's some middling items. Not clear any of these are a true game changer, but Newbee making their move now. They're just going to drop the Chrono early on 11, try to burst them down. Victoria's there, looking for the turnaround. No chance, though. The Tide is not a buyback. So LGD need to disengage. They'll lose 2. So Newbee trying to take something off of this.
Yeah, they're getting
Roche is waiting.
They're getting a tier 2 or Roche. It is a bad sign for LGD when your tie with Pipe can't even stand in the front by himself. There is no save from this lineup from LGD, so that could happen over and over and over again. And without the Tide, I don't think LGD has any way to take like good team fights. They'd even commit Mystic player for that.
Yeah, they still have more damage at their disposal if they want. As Newbee try to take down this Roshan. Ame moving in. He manages to pull Mookie out of the pit and just decapitates him. The power of the CK. Finally, Kanka will end it, but damage done. A triple kill for the night. And LGD stave off the Roche attempt. It's low enough that they might try to steal it themselves.
I think they will because they have Ravage backup, right? The whole thing about spending that Chrono is getting the Aegis as a payoff before the Tide comes back, but Ame SSJ3 just went in. What happened there?
CK did a crap load of damage, it seemed like.
I think Sky casted his... Sky casted from inside the pit. He casted an Arcane Bolt and they gave vision inside the pit, and then he Reality Rifted.
Okay.
From...
Well, I think AA was also just throwing like Ice Vortex around and stuff like that.
Yeah, he had vision inside the pit,
Yeah.
and then he pulled him out, which is pretty much easy kill.
He also got like
I haven't seen a Sunder yet this game.
some big crits.
Nope. The Venge is supposed to be there to swap him out, but Venge is playing in a very offensive position, so unable to get the swaps up. I mean, that's pretty much what you want from the Chrono, right? You just instantly kill the Tide Hunter, he doesn't get any spells off, and then you go on from there, but they still need to save some sort of AoE for the back line, and they're still pretty weak. Again, no Vlads, because Shadow Faceless Void went for the Shadow Blade instead. They don't have a medallion, so this Rosh is going down very, very slowly. And like the downside of not having these Rosh items, which I do stress almost every game, is just so that you don't get picked off inside the pit when it's at like 20%. You're stuck in a terrible position. You're at like half health, and then if you leave Rosh and you just take Rosh, and you keep fighting, you might die and lose Rosh. And the importance of having these Rosh items is to not put you in this compromising position. You either take down that 20% way, way faster, or you have to sustain so that if they fight you, you're in fighting shape. You don't have to go to the Shrine and back off. The Shrine was up for them, but they just couldn't leave the pit.
Well, LGD now, just like that, their first lead of the game, about 24 minutes in. They have the Bloodstone on Storm, 2 extra charges, Aegis online, and Maybe is on the move. He's got Yao by his side. They might be able to jump this puck as Triple C. Oh, he does blink back still. Maybe's there to cut him off. In comes the whole LGD gank squad, and they pound him down.
I don't think they've actually done enough damage in the early game. Like Mugi, we talked and joked a lot about the conversion rate yesterday, but this game he actually hasn't been able to do that much. They've taken down 2 towers this game, and he also didn't go for Manta first. I think going for Manta first is a pretty big deal because they have 2 very long, they have the Earth Spirit silence, which is very, very long, and a CK stun. He needs to be able to get out of it. Even Cold Feet's like pretty important. He killed him the one time on top where they smoked and killed him inside the neutrals. And having a way out of these so that you can actually cast Sunder without having to get babyset by your Torrential Spear is a big deal in these fights. I think getting off Sunder is just a game changer in a lot of these.
Newbee playing into this tower. Good stun on 11. Locks him in position. Now they get off the Chrono, and they can try to burst him out. The Mystic Flare coming through. The Void auto attacks. They get the kill. That's more like it for Newbee. Now trying to move on to that Storm. But remember, he does have Aegis. He's got 4 extra Bloodstone charges. This Storm is doing a decent amount of damage. With the Magnetize coming through, Victoria commits. On round 2, though, there's the Sunder from Mugi. If they can get a stun off on Maybe, he's in a lot of trouble. Hard-hitting, fast-hitting Terrorblade brings him low. Doesn't finish him off. Will have to retreat in the end. Almost killed him, but not quite. Now KP on the run. He'll be chased down, but does have the Shadow Blade to get back to safety. Does he dare go back in?
Vengeful Spirit casting that urn on him, MVP. The Storm Spirit had a regen on him and got popped because of the urn. Whew. They'd be able to get a lot more.
Yeah, you can see it's a very fragile game. Like Newbee, if there's no Aegis there, they crush that fight.
Yep. Also, it's so important for Terrorblade to get his Manta ASAP. That last fight, he was looking for a good Thunder the whole time. Couldn't get one off because all the good opportunities that he had, he was silenced. Ended up Thundering the Venge, which caused Faith to die earlier as well. I think if he was able to Thunder, let's say, the Earth Spirit or Storm, I think that team fight goes differently as well.
I think the Manta rush over the Dragon Lance would have been better for him. I know that he is the main tower seeder, but it's even more important to stay alive than to be able to siege towers. But, you know, it's a little bit of hindsight talk there.
Big commitment for Maybe. Wants a piece of Faith. Boulder Smash actually not going to connect because Maybe pulled him back too far. Still, though, that last auto attack with the overload damage secures the kill. And LGD march forward. Yeah, TB not going for the early Manta and not even going for it now. He's backing off for the BKB after the Dragon Lance.
I think BKB is fine.
Yasha, so he'll have a tool for this Orchid that Storm has just picked up.
The other big thing about, regardless of BKB or Manta, is whether he gets hit by the Ice Blast or not. Like, that is going to pressure his timing to use Thunder. I don't know. It feels like a very rough game for Terrorblade. I could see him getting Blink Ravage and just die before any spell comes off.
LGD are very confident here, moving on to the high ground, forcing out the Glyph. They are fighting their way into the Chrono, the fresh BKB on Mugi. Is this
they
enough?
also still have Phantasm up.
Yeah, I'm surprised
they're going to start it off with the Chrono. They did not catch 11, though. Makes the fight hard. The Ravage comes from the far side of that Chrono Sphere. 11 looking to turn things around. The Storm still relatively healthy. Maybe engages forward. Can't bring down KP, though. Time walks up the damage. Great swap by Fate to keep him alive. And now LGD are on their heels, yet to get a kill. Down to CK, down to Earth Spirit, and moving backwards as Triple C. Eul Scepter cooling down. Needs to lock down Yao here with the Bell. The auto attacks. They get 3. They didn't even lock down the tide.
I think Omni got too greedy by not using his Phantasm. Like, they could basically use Phantasm, and if they don't feel safe enough, back off with the main CK, allow your illusions to hit. Put the Tide in the front.
He never got his BKB off either.
Well, that's because they also didn't have sentries inside the fight. I think there was a multitude of things that went wrong. No vision of the Faceless Void, so you can't reactively pop your BKB because you don't see him. And then also, he didn't cast Phantasm, so like it was pretty much just a wasted opportunity for him. It's not like he's going to be able to use Phantasm for, you know, he's not going to get value out of it by saving it in this circumstance. But he wanted to get value out of his spells. Like he wanted to be able to BKB out of a silence or BKB during the Manta or BKB during the Chronosphere and then turn around and slaughter them. So there was some upside to it, but getting guaranteed damage on the tower is the way a lot of players do play.
Yep. I think they could have gotten the tier 3, which changes the
changes the game a lot.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're getting those shrines. The Storm can do more around the map more confidently.
I would also say that the Tidehunter ulti came out a little slow. Like Skyraz still got both his spells off. He got the Silence and the Mystic Flare off on the CK before the Ravage came out. I think if only one gets off, CK can pop his BKB.
There was like a half second of hesitation, which cost him quite a bit.
All right, back in 4th game after that fight. The nearly 8K gold swing that LGD have worked for is virtually eradicated, now back down to just about even.
I don't even think he had his armlet on when he got chronoed.
I'm not sure.
I was like checking his, I was like looking at him, expecting him to cast Phantasm. I'm pretty sure he didn't have armlet on too. Probably not that huge of a deal, but still something small. That little bit of extra HP can help a lot during chrono.
Yeah, they're still not prepared with... Oh wait, they do have a set of sentries. 1 sentry on Yao.
Maybe does have a lot of Bloodstone charges. He's sitting at 19 right now. And he has his BKB completed too. And next Roche is going to be up very, very soon for them.
Well, for Newbee, Manta coming soon for Mugi, trying to claw his way back into this game. SCCC is queuing up the Dagon 5. Getting closer and closer to that level 25 talent. Very dank 420 gold per minute.
OP tank talent.
That's definitely one of the best.
Yeah, he would be number 1 in our ranking, Louis. 420 GPM, level 25.
I think so. Because he's already so good.
That's just so good.
Yeah, I can't think of anything top of my head that beats
420.
Yeah.
Certainly not if you're giving bonus points for memes. Then it's no contest.
I thought 300 was incredible. That's what it was before.
What was Puck's the other one? Oh, the faster orbs?
Yeah. Yeah. If he had like 2 charges of orb and that speed, I'd probably still get 420.
You'd probably still get the gold, yeah. What if it was like triple the speed and 2 charges?
Triple the speed, I'd probably get. If he already had Midas in 5 slots, I would.
The only time I ever got the orb speed is like, we're up all 3 Raxes. We're about to finish the game. The 420 does nothing there, and then you can style some kids with the orb speed. Yeah, but that's it. If you think the game will go on for more than like 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah.
420.
The illusory orb is just like a win more though, right? It's not like a comeback. It doesn't actually change the game. It doesn't win you games that you've already lost.
When you're up 3 Raxes.
Yeah. Well, Ame inside the pit. Easy Roche for him.
Yeah, we'll give him the Aegis to storm the cheese this time. So now he can kind of get away with what he tried to do before. They can chrono him, he can hold the BKB, he can hold the armlet, and then still get that Phantasm off. Get the BKB off and take the fight.
They need a Glimmer badly on
the Radiant.
LGD, yeah. To save someone from the Skywrath ulti and Puck Burst.
They got Pipe. I'm just surprised that Ty went back for armor instead of Greaves. Because that gives him your armor, and also...
He's dying to magic damage, though. He's not dying to... He doesn't actually need the armor.
Well, in the case that you don't get focused, right? Last fight, he was ignored completely.
Yeah.
The Greaves would have done a lot more, I think.
I can see that. I actually personally prefer Solar Crest on him, at least in this game. Like, I really like the passive bonuses versus Void, because you just can't guarantee that you can get your spells out before Chronosphere. You're not going to be a god and be able to like blink dodge all the Chronospheres, so you just have to accept that you're going to get Chronosphere, and having those passive bonuses like the Inside Aura, the Pipe Resistance, and the evasion from the Solar Crest, the passive armor too, like I think all these things help a lot.
Well, he's getting Halberd, so that's pretty much
Halberd's good
the same thing,
yeah,
right? Like
it's good HP.
Yeah.
Good
evasion.
Wait, is he getting it? That's after Shiva's maybe.
No, he's got it
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
has it?
LGD
Okay, wow,
marching
what the-
down mid. The TB Illusions out in front. Mugi has to be careful. Does he even have the buyback right now? The buyback is available. Faith is nearby. Also in position to tank the skank. It is revealed. And they'll jump in. Only finding the bench here. Still another Bloodstone charge for maybe. Easy for him. That's up 20 now. Has not died since he got his Bloodstone. 8 kills in a row.
Are they going to swing bottom and Phantasm for that tower? That's probably the play. Let's see if Ame uses Phantasm this time. He probably should. Just armlet, Phantasm as you go up the hill. Seems reasonable, right? Right? Right?
Right.
All right. Just hit the building. Ty sits in the front. There
Say
you
goodbye
go.
to your tower, KP's going to go in for a pretty early Chronosphere here. The Ice Blast coming through. The Chaos Knight just cleaving everybody, though. And now they didn't even manage to kill off 11. The Ravage on top of it. That might just be game.
It's GG.
They've got
Yeah,
buybacks, but there's no Chrono for this next fight. And LGD say, screw it, man. Straight onto the tier 4s, just like that. LGD delivers again. Newbee might have been the favorites coming in, but LGD bringing the pain train. This game just slipped away from Newbee. Too many pickoffs, too many bad fights. That one Roach engagement, pretty catastrophic. And
I think it was just the one Roche engagement. Like, had they not had the double Midas, if they had a Vlad on Void and, I don't know, a Dagon on Puck.
or, you know, a medallion or something.
Sure. Yep.
I also really like the way that 11 played this game. It looked dubbed that he just like died to a lot of Chronos and was just out there, but he didn't really get like multiple man Chronosphere all that much. He was like, he was in the position where you either chrono him or you get destroyed by the Ravage.
Right.
And most of the time they chrono him, and then this last particular fight they chronoed him and they got destroyed by the Ravage, which is just when it becomes GG. But he got to like half HP during that chrono.
I mean,
They hesitated even going on him, like halfway through it.
Yeah.
And the CK just started killing everyone.
well, the problem is the Skywrap just got killed before he threw out his spell. Like, CK just reality riffed on Kaka, and that was it. Had he got off his spells, I think the Tide might actually die.
Ame going in. Deep dive from him. Pops the BKB, but very low here. Armlet toggled. Walk away. Leave it for the team, and maybe obliges 26 Bloodstone charges and still rising. Plus 14 total on the game for him. We'll finish off that melee. Now we'll see the rotation, I imagine, on the mid. LGD just occupying the Newbee base. There's a Chrono ready for whatever good that'll do. I mean, ideally you're getting the Cast Knight as well as the Tide in this next fight, but problem is Ame now as a Reaver in the backpack continues to get more farm, still holds the Aegis. Phantasm cooling down soon. Doesn't even seem to need it to kill off these buildings. This maybe makes the move. Chrono committed now. Is going to hold his own Terrorblade in place. KP may have just cost Mugi his life. BKB. Sunder, he survives and now tries to man up against Ame. Can he get the kill he will once, but can he do it a second time? That's the real question. AA on the run. Newbee committing for him. They'll kill him off. Ame stays alive. Very difficult to bring down a second time, and will start to make his retreat. The Storm of Maybe did die once. Back in the fight instantly though, and hunting for KP.
He's got dust.
Has the
Ooh.
dust. He came packing. KP down.
What a player.
I know the
Having the dust.
just like having that dot to buy the dust after you respawn.
All right, now Chaos Knight is 5,000 health. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. GG. They see that heart and they call it.
They actually didn't play that well around the Terrorblade. I kept looking at the net worth, and it was only like 1,000 or 2,000 in favor of Newbee, despite them having a pretty good early game. They shut down the Storm pretty hard, and I thought that they shut down their heroes pretty hard, but they were still keeping up in farm despite being down in kills. And CK and Tide and Storm, all three of their cores got a fair amount of items, and they positioned themselves accordingly.
One Midas too many, or do you think it's more like trying to force the Roche and getting the Midases?
The latter, I would say.
Okay.
I think it's fine to go 2 Midas, but if you lose a Roche fight because of it, you either shouldn't have gone the Midas or you shouldn't have gone a Roche. I think both of them combined, just recipe for disaster.
I mean, it looked good going to the Roche, right? They chrono the Tide, they killed him fast. I think they also got somewhat unlucky.
With
CK
that
had a
reality
lot
rift, instant kill.
yeah, like he if he got off Sunder that fight, I think they still might do okay.
Oh yeah, the Dragon Lance first instead of the Manta.
Yeah.
That also...
Yeah, that also like made some of the Sunder hard.
A lot of little things.
Yeah.
Dota is a game of inches after all, and guys, this is a best of 3, so LGD jump out to an early lead. Loser is eliminated. We'll finish 3rd here at MDL. Winner has the honor of facing LGD for Forever Young in the grand final. So stick around. We'll be back for game number 2. Let's see if Newbee can push it to the limit.